This is Open Line on the VOCM Big Land FM radio network.
Welcome back to the show. Let's go to line number 3. Sean, you're on the air.
Good morning, Paddy. How are you today?
Doing grand today. How about you?
Good. Just calling about a few things about Stephenville, boy. I never wrote many notes today. I'm just going to wing it.
Okay.
And babble on. So cut in when you want. So, the airport is a funny thing that a man with $3 billion was buying the airport in 1,056 days since then. He's broke. So in my calculations, he had to spend $1 million a day in order to be broke. The town was down cleaning up a hangar last week in Stephenville that they bought for $200,000 and gave it to the airport, cleaning out all their assets because they know that the locks are going on it from Jane and Noseworthy, when John Risley wanted it and they wouldn't give it to him. I've written many letters to Municipal Affairs, MHA, and Municipal Affairs Manager and MHA on these matters, and nothing is getting done. The port was sold in Stephenville, a private entity. The town wrote off $400,000 in taxes on a supposedly $17 million deal. The co-op, we've lost 30 businesses here under Mr. Rose's leadership in the last 7 years. Stephenville's booming, right? The co-op closes about 2 weeks ago. 37 people lost their jobs. The mayor was on NTV News and says bigger and better opportunities coming. Nothing about the 37 people who are out of work, The town, all of our vehicles are rusted out, rotten. The town buys a new pickup for $65,000, and they got to go finance it at 7% with a budget of over $10 million. Like this is crazy. What is going on, right? Where's the justice minister and the government officials to step in and investigate this scam, right? Like it keeps continuing and continuing. The taxpayers of Stephenville cannot keep paying for this. It's enough. It's hard enough to live financially now. And the house taxes are going up. Residential water is going up. Business taxes going up. The town of Stephenville was supposed to pay Main Street this year. Can't do that. That was supposed to start July 1st. No money to do it. I've got 3 codes of conducts put into town for over 16 months now. There's a 30-day or 90-day limit. I haven't heard, just 2 on the mayor and 1 on the tax collector, and I haven't heard one thing about it. I've sent you documentation before about the mayor's illegal houses on Hillier Avenue. And when 3 councillors resigned, the mayor got the other 3 who he has in his little posse or whatever. The government wrote a letter on December 23rd stating that it could not be up there because it's too close to the water shelter. He just got council to pass a $27,000 water study on Hillier Avenue, where he lives, where you cannot build houses. And even if you could, there's only 12 or 15. So is that fair to the other contractors or subdivision owners like Craig Butt, Randy Simon, Terry Stiles, myself? Is it fair to them when they build a subdivision that they have to pay for everything themselves? But now the mayor is going to take our tax-paying dollars and pay for a water study for land that he owns. Like this, it never ends. We've put up with this for 7 years. It's just crazy. 5 new jobs at the town of Stephenville, from $80,000 to $100,000. The previous employees at the town of Stephenville weren't even eligible to apply for these jobs. This man thinks he's running Trump Towers or the New York. We cannot pay for it. We don't have the money to keep going. Where is, like I said, the justice system coming in to help the people of Stephenville? There's no help. When is somebody going to wake up and tell us that we have been scammed majorly?
Well, there's a long way between what people might consider unethical versus illegal.
Yes, but to write the letters to Municipal Affairs, and this is going on. On December 23rd, Mr. Rose got a letter saying that his subdivision, his houses, they can't be built there. They have to evict them. And then he goes to 3 members on council and throws out the eviction order and ignores it. And now the taxpayers are paying $27,000 for a water study on a subdivision that he wants to start on land that he can't build on. This is ludicrous.
Yeah, and I mean, municipalities are obliged by law to deliver a balanced budget. There's some wiggle room when we come to talk about capital expenditures that are multi-year. But like here in the city of St. John's, my property taxes are going up 13%. So talk about...
Ours are gone. Like, our water and sewer has gone up $70 on every household. Businesses are gone up anywhere from, like, well, I know I spoke to one business person downtown. He's gone up $1,500. My house went up $800 or $900. Like, I mean, it's just like my house was $4,000 a year for town taxes, and I mean, I appealed it and I got it down $800 because the tax collector called in 4 times to get my house reappraised. That's the one I'm having the issue with at the town, right? There's more people off on stress leave at the town and people leaving the town and finding other jobs. Like, when is somebody from government going to step in? Like, you know, they had occupational health and safety out there, and they've interviewed staff and said they're sending out a team to come back and do something about it. I mean, there was one harassment charge on the mayor in Kippen, and she gets evicted. This man has been doing this for 7 years. I mean, there's people in this town, our food banks don't have enough food because people can't buy their own damn groceries. Pardon my French. Like, somebody has to step in and do something. I mean, we knew this was a scam with the airport from day one. When John Risley wanted to buy it, if he'd have took the airport, there'd be something done with it. It would be functioning now. You know, but they wanted to take the rent of $4.8 million a year and sit back in their pretty offices and draw out a big salary. But now that Mr. Risley is not going ahead with it, I mean, is going to go ahead, but is not going to go ahead until 2026. There's no money coming into the airport. You got a $2.4 million lien. The lotto winner who gave him the $1 million is going to be, I don't know how much taxes are owed. I'm sure there's probably $1 million there in taxes to the town. And then the federal government, I'm sure they're going to come looking. Why aren't they in there investigating? Where did their money go? Why is there a $2.4 million lien on a $1.7 million contract? Like, somebody got to wake up and say, what is going on in Stephenville, and let's go investigate it, you know? Like, this is crazy.
There's questions to be asked by residents of various communities when we talk about municipal government. I mean, here in the city, they'll point a finger at, you know, the vehicle replacements inside the fleets of snow clearing and garbage collection and whatnot to somehow try to justify the 13% increase I'm going to see to my property taxes. And the issues that you're seeing and hearing and we're talking about in Stephenville, I get it. And the things that you've sent me, I was not aware of the application to build and or the water study on the property that you mentioned, but the other issues that you've brought forward, I've put them directly to the mayor right here on this show.
Oh, I know. But I mean, he's a sweet talker, like, you know, and he's smooth. I walk downtown and everybody's shaking my hand and thanking me for bringing this out. But I mean, like, you know, get a petition going to get them resigned. Like, this is absolutely crazy. I mean, Stephenville's going to be bankrupt if we keep going under his leadership. I mean, how do you pay for it? Like I said, like when I did a subdivision, I had to pay for the rezoning. I had to pay for the water and sewer. Same with all the other subdivisions in Stephenville. I spoke to the owners of the subdivisions. They're savage crazy. And I mean, here's this man can pay our taxpayers dollars to do a water study on a subdivision that he can't build on. Like, when will it ever end is my point. You know what I mean? And nobody seems to be doing nothing. Like, I'd like to start a petition. And I mean, if somebody wants to get a hold of me and start this and get the ball rolling, but I mean, we just can't afford it. Like, how do you write off $400,000 worth of taxes on a private entity? So if I was selling my business to you, Patty, you know, and we went to the town and said, like, Patty is going to buy my business, would you write off $400,000 worth of taxes?
No. Just before we go, Sean, but,
yeah.
You know, I think there's a bit of share the blame type of stuff here, too, because if council votes through a water study on a piece of land that can't be built on, so I think some of the blame, if that's the right word, should be across the board for whoever voted in favour of a study that seems to be a waste of money.
Well, there was only one against it, as far as I know, it was Tom O'Brien, right? But, I mean, what were the details? I don't know, because I wasn't into the council's chambers. But what I'm saying is he's got 3 houses up there that he can't build. He's got an eviction order. When he had only 3 councillors, he put that through because he knew he could get it through. I don't know what's going on now. But, you know, like, I'm into a legal battle, which I've told you. My tax issue is $8,000. The town of Stephenville is on their 3rd lawyer. They had one in Stephenville. He told them they couldn't win. He had another one in Corner Brook. They told him they couldn't win. My case, I only found out, has never went to council. So who's making the decisions up there? Is it Tommy Rose because he has a beef with me? You know, who's paying for all these legal fees? And like the new councillors, I've asked them, and they've asked for clarification on how many legal issues the town of Stephenville has, and they can't seem to get the answers. He tried to pass a law a month ago saying that if just say one of the councillors wanted to talk to one of the town employees, that they couldn't go ask them. They had to go through the manager, Bill Ramsey, because he doesn't want anybody talking.
Well, we're happy to talk about it. Sean, they're flagging me off to the break, but I appreciate your time. Keep the information via email coming too.
Thank you for the time.
No problem.
Have a good day,
You too. Bye-bye. All right, let's go ahead and take that break. Don't go.